of structure of the national executive that Kenyans will finally settle on. You may not need deputy ministers in the end. And then you asked us, what is the difference between county, CASIP's County Assembly Service Boards and the Parliamentary Service Commission? There are two boards at the county level. There's a board that oversees the county assemblies, staff, and MCA's welfare. And there is then the County Public Service Board. That is the one that you said is appointed by the governors. So we distinguish between the two. And the one we referred to is the County Assembly Service Board, so that we give the capacity to members of county assemblies. Look at the Parliamentary Service Commission. They have their budget. It's actually a constitutional commission. Nobody will touch their budget. But here we are saying the county assemblies will get their monies depending on the whims of the governors. That's the difference. Thank you.
Thank you also, thank you. I'm sorry we do not take questions from members of the public because our eldest member has raised his hand. I would request you to allow me to give him a minute to ask his question. And then Madam Mudhama will also ride on that and ask a question. Otherwise, we are out of time, please. Okay.
Mine is very simple. All these problems I'm hearing aired by our brothers and sisters here from the assembly, which are good, it has come because the structured public instructional education has not been given. And you have not told us how we can make this education be given to the people to know where we are. We are in trouble because of the structured public education. We don't know what's going on, but we are seeing something wrong going on, and we are blaming you, and we shall continue blaming you because there is no that education.
On a very quick one,
Is a second question?
Oh, there's a second one. Okay.
Yeah, mine is very simple. It's just a suggestion that if the bodies that the Kenyans depend on to defend them and to take care of their resources are saying that they are tight, because you are not the first one to say that. I think you are the second or the third. Give us a way forward, what we should do so that you can be able to deliver your mandate without interference of the governors.
Thank you very much. Maybe I can do the first attempt. The Vice Chair will add on that. Once again, let me appreciate you for the warm and the way you have received our report. It is very, very encouraging. Even for the questions, they are really coming out well. Now, my first, I think on the question you are asking, it is a big topic, especially when we are talking about the financial autonomy of the county assemblies. Yes, you are right that many people who have made presentations have talked about it. There is a famous also say that most rats die with the food in their mouth. So I think if the county assemblies can get this financial autonomy, because it is definitely practically very difficult to be able to stamp your rule and demand what you want from the person that is feeding you. The other question that I wanted, and actually this came from the bishop, your direct question that what laws would you wish to have that you do not have? I think the county assemblies are suffering from what all Kenyans would do. It is acknowledged that Kenyans, we have very good laws, but they are hardly implemented. So we have very good things in writing, but at implementation level, it is actually gone. Allow me also finally, as the organizing secretary of CAF, who is responsible for the welfare of the MCAs and the whole team that we have been told. There is a point that the Vice Chair did present talking on the rationalization in terms of benefits, even the rights and duties of the National Assembly as well as together with the one of the County Assembly. I think it is high time we all appreciated that in Kenya we have 3 different assemblies. The main word is that they are assemblies. The National Assembly, the Senate, and the County Assembly. So the team from the County Assemblies would wish that everything that is done for one assembly is done to all of them proportionately and cascaded at their own right, so that we do not have instances where one group, assembly, I said, is getting a grant and the other one is given a loan. Thank you so much. The Vice Chair can add.
Just on the issue raised, very important by Honorable former Attorney General and Jonjo, the issue of structured, no, I'm referring to him. Bishop Matthew, thank you. And you have a semblance with him. But let's go on the issue. You notice, the Bishop Matthew, on the issue of education, educating the public. Yesterday, I went to some place in preparation of coming here today. And it was a lady who appears to be knowledgeable. And I told her, tomorrow I will be appearing before the BBI task force. Do you know what that is? She asked me, you know, this thing called the BBI, what is it? That's somebody in Nairobi. That tells you how much we have to do to reach Wanjiko at the grassroots, to tell them what it is that we are doing. Because they'll see on the TV, they'll hear on radio BBI. Yes, they saw the handshake, and they hear the issue is about uniting Kenya, but they don't have the details like we are discussing here. So we need to do structural education of the public, that even when they come to say we want presidential system, a strong one, they know what they are voting for. If they want a hybrid, it's a mix of the presidential and parliamentary, they know what they are voting for. And I think that's where we'll get it right, so that right from the grassroots, we are reading from the same page. And that is why we need to put in money for civic education. If you look at the county governments, we hardly have a budget. Actually, we don't have for civic education. And that is where we lost it. Because even Mwananchi doesn't even up to now know the details of devolution. Yes, they know devolution is taking power to them, but they don't know the details. They don't know their responsibilities. They don't know their rights. So we need to put money as a nation on civic education. And then the other issue of supplementary budgets, I didn't want it to be lost, Mamboleo, that supplementary budgets is like the source of all corruption in county governments. To start with, and the Public Finance and Management Act, and even in the principle of the Constitution, you can have as many supplementary budgets as you want. The question is, what is the purpose and how are they being achieved? So what we need to do as county assemblies, and we've said it, empower us financially, foremost, so that when the governor is bringing a supplementary budget, we are telling him, look, account for us for the first budget before you come to supplement the budget. So it goes back to empowering county assemblies. Thank you very much.
Okay, finally, Chair, just one thing to mention, and I think it will not be very difficult for this task force to deal with that issue, the issue of deputy speakers in the counties. You realize that in the national government, the deputy speaker is provided for in the Constitution. But in the counties, there is a lot of confusion because there is no provision for the position of deputy speaker, although there is the person who stands in when the speaker is absent. Please let that be cascaded down to the county assemblies so that there is no confusion and there is no a lot of pull and push at the county level, which makes us to lose focus on moving forward in terms of management and leadership in the county assemblies. And finally, because some of my members have mentioned that issue, I wish to clarify that on the issue of 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling, the counties where we have already gone, the clusters, is where obviously you know when I mentioned Central, Eastern and Nyanza, the populations are very high. We are yet to meet the Northeastern cluster and the North Rift cluster, where the landmass is a very big issue. So therefore, in the final memorandum, we shall actually surely clarify on that issue.